Unsuccessful artists say, I can't afford that, and then they give up. While successful artists, even though they can't afford it, they don't say that. They say, how can I afford that? How can I make that happen? How can I get the money to invest in myself, invest in my music, invest in marketing my music, invest in my education, to get on the tour, to move it forward, get on radio, whatever it is, hire the producer I really want, hire the designer I really want, pay for the feature I really want, okay, as opposed to holding an $800, $1,000 cell phone or whatever designer clothes, and then they say they can't afford it, but they were able to buy all these other things. They can afford their Netflix bill, they can afford their Starbucks, but they can't afford the thing that can really change their life. I couldn't afford my producer on my first record, but I figured out a way to come up with the thousands of dollars. Then later on, the price went up. The price went up, and I couldn't afford it. I remember I was in, where were we? We were in, not Wyoming. We're somewhere in the U.S. in Montana. We're in Montana, staying at a billet's house, okay, because we couldn't afford a hotel. So we stayed at the promoter's house, okay, to save money, me and my wife. And I needed to produce a new record. I'm signed to a label, okay, finally having a little bit of success, but barely got any advance that wouldn't cover the record. That's for dang sure. And I can't remember how much the record was. I think it was like $20,000, $30,000. We couldn't afford it, but I knew I could not cheapen out on the music because we had just had success and I needed more success. And so there was no way I was going to cheapen out on this next record, and we figured out a way to come up with the money and pay for the higher price, the best studio, best producer, because it's not actually about the studio, it's about the producer and who can get the hits, who can make a record of hits. And I realized from day one, man, that songs are the foundation of a successful career. One freaking hit song can change your life. Okay, one freaking hit song, as opposed to you spend all your money and you cheapen out and try and make 5, 10 songs that are mediocre, but you don't know that you just need a few hit songs that can freaking change your life. Okay, but you keep saying, oh, I can't afford that, and I give up. You don't think, oh, well, how can I make more money? What can I sell? What don't I need? Where can I cut expenses? Where can I increase my income and make more money? You know, what can I do? How can I work more hours to make this thing happen? Can I get a loan? You know, can I get a loan from a bank and then pay it off? As opposed to getting a loan from a record label and pay it off and then still never own your stuff. Okay? You need to think smarter. Who do I need to hang around so I can start thinking bigger? You know, if I said, oh, I can't afford that, I never would have made the records I made. I never would have gone on the tours. I remember I never would have worked with this coach, okay? My first kind of like music coach. You know, it was $900 a month. Okay? I couldn't afford it, but I didn't say I can't. I said, how can I afford that? And I said to my wife, I know this will change our life. I know this person can help me get to the next level. So I just dropped the money and I did it. And it changed our life. And it got us from here to here, and we made 10 times our money on that. More than 10 times. And this is what you don't realize. You're like, okay, what's my ROI right now? And ROI is return on investment, right? You want to know what your ROI is right now on either whether there's the knowledge, the coaching, the song, you paid to get the song done or whatever, or the tour to get on get new fans, okay? But you never think of the lifetime value. I still get fans saying to me, hey, I met you on this tour a long time ago. I'm still a fan. And that tour is like 10 years ago. And that happened to be a tour that we bought onto. Or maybe they found me through a radio station and I paid that radio promoter 10 years ago, but I got those fans. And now those fans are with me for life. All right? Something in business that you don't hear about, especially in the music business, is the lifetime value of a customer. Well, you need to think of the lifetime value of that investment. Now you have that knowledge for the rest of your life that you didn't know before. That skill you didn't have, whether that was Facebook ads, marketing, you know, songwriting, whether you got a songwriting coach or you just, you know, You paid to get that production done, and now that song, you have that song done, and now you own it for the rest of your life. Not the label, not anyone else. You own it. But now, are you going to market it is the question, to make it like valuable, because it's only valuable when people are paying for it, right? And so now you got to get it out there, and you got to keep marketing it. But don't say, oh, I can't afford that. And that's why I want you to think long term with this stuff. So many artists sell themselves out short, say, I can't afford something, I could only afford the record, now I can't afford any marketing it. But then a couple months from now, or a year from now, or whatever, you're going to make another record, and then you're saying, oh, I can't afford marketing it. I'm telling you, the biggest issue with artists I'm finding most of the time is not with the songs, it's the marketing it. You know, you went kind of all in on making it, but you definitely didn't go all in on marketing it. How do I know? Because I'm that artist. We have a new lyric video that we're spending thousands on to market it. We only spent $70 making it, and it's getting so many freaking fans, and it's blowing up. I have another video where we spent like $5,000 on the music video, and we spent like nothing on marketing it. Why? Because we spent all our money on making it and didn't make enough budget to market it, you know? And it's like, look, why are you making something that you're not going to spend at least 5 times marketing that? Like, what's the point? Because it's going to take at least 5 times whatever you spent on making it to market it, to get it out there. And you might not see that ROI on that song in a month or 2 months. You might not even see it in a year. And this is what labels know that artists don't. And that's why labels take advantage of artists, because they play the long game. They know they're going to have that catalog forever. Forever, man. Like, you need to be thinking like Michael Jackson, Johnny Cash, like insert whatever famous artist in that catalog, continuing to produce money for a lifetime until you have kids. Think of like what the Bible says. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. But you're not going to have an inheritance to even give away if you sell it to the label, or you sell it off to whatever corporation. You know, God has a lot to say, whether you're a believer or not. And I'm a believer in the Bible. God's changed my life. Jesus has changed my life. But there's so much wisdom in that. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. You know, as Jay-Z even says, man, I'm going to be able to give my song catalog to my kids. I'm going to pass it down. You know, whether that's the masters or the publishing or whatever it is, you want to have something to pass down. You need to be thinking long term, and that's why you need to be investing up front. Stop being so afraid to take a chance. I said this in another video. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Are you going to face your fears, or are you going to run away from it? I shared everything that I went through. I lost my dad to suicide when I was 5 years old. Me and my wife went broke, quitting our jobs, chasing this music industry. We built a multiple 6-figure, now 7-figure music empire. If you have not read my book, Fighter, 5 Keys to Conquering Fear and Reaching Your Dreams, get a copy. If you have not read my book, From Red to Black, how we went from $30,000 in debt to building an empire, get those both on Audible. Get a free account on Audible for 30 days. Listen to those books. Get those ideas. Why would you not read a book from a multiple 6-figure, 7-figure musician? Get it for free, or pay the $10 to tap in to that information and learn, you know, grow, never give up.